Sorry, neighbors. Okay, welcome to another episode on this fine channel called Tunage. And today I'm doing something different. We are going through musical instruments. I love creating music, and I'm really a fan of incorporating instruments into songs that I don't necessarily, aren't necessarily in songs. So I like to have a weird arsenal of instruments. But I also have a lot of normal instruments as well. And this is basically going to be show and tell, kind of an instrument. And I will talk about the history of that instrument, as well as talking about, some famous examples of this instrument in use. And I'll talk about where I got it and stuff like that. So the first instrument, I'm going to be doing today it's going to be called, well, everyone knows it, but it's a harmonica. So I'm going to be talking about the harmonica today. And I bought this at, funny enough, a thrift store. Now, thrift stores are an interesting place because you can find a lot of cool things in there for relatively cheap. So, without further ado, I bought a harmonica. So this is the package it came in. You see that? $6. $6 for a harmonica. It is right here, 16 holes, and it's in the key of C. So that means this harmonica is tuned to the key of C. So if you're playing a song in the key of C, use this harmonica. So this is a 16-hole harmonica made in China. So it's obviously not the best quality ever. And I mean, but it's cool. And for $6, for $6 here, I'm gonna play it. It doesn't sound too bad for $6. I can't complain with the $6. It could be used in anything, really. It's just for fun. I didn't buy it to be a professional harp player, harmonicaist, I guess, if you will. But yeah, I figured, why not? So $6. It's got a nice, cool red. I love red, so kind of cool. Red. There's the part you blow into, which is the 16 holes, and then that's the back part. And basically, how these things work is there's little reeds inside the holes, and each reed directs the air in a different little direction. So some of them, if you look in with proper lighting, you can see reeds that go up into this part, then you see reeds that come down. So then, depending on the note, the air goes in a different way, and then it makes a different sound. So yeah, that's what the harmonica is. As you can see, it's got 16 holes. It's got, there, you can kind of see how the reeds are going in different directions. So yeah, that's how a harmonica works. Now, you're probably wondering, that's kind of cool. Where did the harmonica come from? Well, the harmonica came from, sorry, this screw is a little loose, so I was just trying to fix it. The harmonica it's a worldwide instrument. And it's kind of hard to find exactly where it came from, because that's with a lot of instruments. Music, there's a lot of instruments out there that just kind of all came into invention around the same time. So this says here, early 19th century. So the harmonica was developed in the early 19th century. Now, there's a couple different types of harmonicas. Depends on what you want to play, depends on the sound you want as well. So there's diatonic, which is, I'm assuming what this is, because it doesn't have a chromatic one, which is, a chromatic one has
12 holes.
A chromatic one has a little slidey thing that makes different notes and stuff like that. But you can have a diatonic one, a chromatic one, a tremolo, an octave, and a bass harmonica. So basically, a lot of different harmonica variations. I don't know exactly which one was the first one. Also, it's known as a French harp. So a lot of times when I play with a harmonica player I know, he says harp. And I've always wondered, where does he get that name from? It's because it's known. It's also known as a French harp and a mouth organ as well. And yeah, so basically, this is tuned in a certain way to make it sound like in the key of C. So it's got a bunch of notes, 16 notes that are like in the key of C. So and each reed is tuned individually to each individual pitch. So if I play the last tune, the last hole here, it's really high. If I play the last note over here, the last hole over here, it's very low. And then all the pitches in between. But each one of those, like that, it starts at a C, I'm pretty sure. But the 16-hole one, so this one, well, here it says it covers 4 octaves. I don't know, but that's a chromatic model it's saying that for. So I don't know if it's the same thing, but it at least covers a couple octaves, this harmonica, which is, I know there's some harmonicas that are smaller, some that are only 10 holes. So instead of 16, so that just basically removes a bit of it. So it's a smaller, less notes. Okay. So yeah, it was invented in the early 19th century. It really doesn't give a date of when it was discovered. But yeah, it's a cool instrument. It's cool to add to some things. And I mean, for $6, come on. $6 for this. It does everything I need it to do. If I want to play a song in C, I can play a song in C, and that's all I need it for. Like, there's a bunch of different ones. So, you know, I mean, for anyone who's a harmonica player and they watch this and they cringe because it's a cheap harmonica, well, just know I'm not a professional harmonica player. So, yeah, it doesn't really bother me too much. Harmonica has been used in a lot of jazz, especially used in blues and rock and roll as well. I've heard it in country, and I've also heard it in classical music. But yeah, it's really it's an instrument that's been widely used with a lot of famous musicians. Bob Dylan is a classic example. Neil Young, Eddie Vedder uses it. Bruce Springsteen, Jimmy Reed, Billy Joel. He used, obviously, one of his most famous songs, Piano Man. I can't do it, but, you know. Yeah. And there's a very famous brand that I'm going to get one day. I want to get a Hohner, but I know the guy I know who plays harmonica, he uses Hohner. He has a lot of Hohner harmonicas, harps. Okay, so the diatonic. I'm trying to see if this is a chromatic. Let me know if this is a chromatic or a diatonic, because I don't think it's chromatic. But here it only says that the diatonic has about 10 keys, so I'm not really sure what's going on here. So if you can let me know, that'd be really awesome. But yeah, the history. Okay, the harmonica was developed in Europe in the early part of the 19th century, as I already said. And this is labeled as a free reed instrument. So I don't know exactly what that means, but it's a free reed. That means, I guess it means that the reed is already incorporated. It uses reeds, but it's already incorporated. Whereas, like, if you're playing a clarinet or clarinet or saxophone or I think that then there's some with double reeds, oboe, and yeah. If you're playing one of those instruments, you have to buy the reed. Whereas I guess this is a free reed, so that's cool. But they became relatively well known, especially in Europe, and it was introduced by the French Jesuit What am I speaking of? Can you understand me? French. Sorry. French Jesuit Jean-Joseph Marie Amiot. I don't know exactly when he did that, but he lived in China for quite a while. And in 1820, free reed designs began being created in Europe. So the ones that were in Chinese free reed instruments were very common, and it wasn't until Jean-Joseph Marie Amiot, who lived in China, really started to, make the harmonica an actual thing. Anything else I need to tell you? In 1829, Charles Wheatstone developed a mouth organ under the name Aeolina, which is inspired by the Aeolina harp. And basically, mouth-blown free reed instruments appeared in the United States, Southern America, the UK, and Europe at roughly the same time. So, and originally these were made for playing classical music, which is not what I'm familiar with at all, because usually for me, a harmonica, I think of for blues or for rock and roll and stuff like that. So yeah, anyways, that's it. That's all I got to talk about the harmonica. $6. Great little instrument to include into my repertoire of musical instruments. I have a bunch of drums and percussion instruments I'm going to bring in. I have my guitar. I'll talk about that sometime. I got another couple of cool instruments. Got some maracas, some make shakers and stuff like that. So these are going to just be a small little Sunday video series that I'm going to do. That's all going to be talking about music, like musical instruments. So I hope you enjoy them. If you want to know more about the harp, do some research, check it out. It's a great instrument. It adds a lot to music. Some of my favorite examples is Whammer Jammer by the J. Giles Band. Really good recommendation. Check that out. The harmonica player is amazing. Anything from Neil Young that uses a harmonica. Anything from the blues that uses harmonica. Go check out some harmonica stuff. It's really cool. It's a really cool instrument. And I hope this video was fun for you. A little bit of Sunday afternoon or evening or whenever you watch it, entertainment for you. Thank you for tuning in to Tunage. I hope you have a great rest of your day, a great week, and keep on tuning in to Tunage and keep on listening to music, because it's a lifesaver. All right, have a good day. Goodbye now.